Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Every day, I tell myself how lucky I am to do the work I do, so I don't waste a second. I try to make every bit count. Hello, I'm Nicholas de Lorenzo. I work as a mastering engineer in Melbourne, Australia. Before working as a mastering engineer, I was an assistant, an intern, a student, and a barista. Now, I listen and work on people's records, helping artists, producers, and engineers nurture a sound which connects with their listeners. Whilst the music I listen to and work on changes on a daily basis, my days tend to be pretty consistent, and I hope to share what my day looks like from my perspective. This is a typical day in my life. I set my alarm every day at 3 a.m. and an extra one at 3:05 a.m. just in case I sleep through the first one. I love early mornings, no distractions, calls, or meetings, just me and my focus. But before anything, I must go to the gym. This is my coffee for the morning. It's a great shock to the system to wake me up and energize me for the day. Then, when I get to the studio, I put a real coffee on, make a protein shake, and start going through my emails, messages, admin tasks, and answering questions from people in a Facebook community. This is the only time I'll respond to emails throughout the day unless it's an emergency. Emails, notifications, and back and forth messaging can be a big distraction during a busy day, so I try to cut that out. Next, I'll bump into the studio for my first listening session. Every morning, guaranteed, there are at least half a dozen new songs clients of mine are working on. I lend an ear, offer some feedback, and help guide them through their final stages of mixing before it comes to me for mastering. The next hour of the day is dedicated to either reading a book or working on a YouTube video like the one you're watching. This is an important part of my day, as it's a brief activity where I have the free rein to either develop my own knowledge or explore a creative outlet to share what I know. After this concludes, I'm into my first 90-minute block of mastering work. All my blocks are in 90 minutes. I like to break up my days working in front of speakers into blocks, giving me time to get into a groove, but also an opportunity to take breaks and focus on other tasks so I don't tire out. After this first block of mastering, there is a 30-minute break, where I'll either be on a call with a client discussing work, or sometimes I like to jump on an Instagram live and have a chat with a colleague to document some of the people I interact and work with. After this break, I have another 2 90-minute blocks with 15-minute breaks in between for more mixing and mastering work. Because these breaks are shorter, I like to use them to put on a coffee, watch some YouTube, and just escape before I need to get back into the studio and put in some hard yakka. Then, it's lunchtime. My favourite for lunch is fish with tomato over a bed of rice. I like cooking, so this is always a fun and tasty meal to have. After lunch, I move into my final blocks of mixing and mastering, again with 15-minute breaks in between, which also means more coffee. After my final block, I'll batch export all my masters for the day, sync the deliverables to Dropbox, and email them across to my clients. Whilst everything syncs up to Dropbox, I have an hour or so to do some extra work. This typically involves either working directly on my business or self-development. I like routinely analysing and creating opportunities to improve the way I conduct my business and myself, so I aim to never skimp on this part of the day, even though I might need an extra coffee to get through it. Finally, I'll wrap my day up to come home, spend some time with the family, and then do it all over again. If you're interested in learning more about how I organise my life and my creative process, let me know in the comments. And if you have questions, ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. With that out of the way, it's time to get back to work.